Hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Bala. Welcome to my channel. So I'm just going to be showing you a dark skin makeup, natural dark skin makeup look. So I started with applying concealer and setting the concealer on her eyelids. And now I'm going into the Morphe 3502 palette, and I just went into a shade that's like around her skin color. So it was like a little like chocolate shade, and I put that first. Now I'm going into a more reddish brownish tone for the crease of her eyes. And this is in the same Morphe 3502 palette, and I will have all the products that I use in the description box below. So I'm just going into like a brown shade, and I'm putting that in her crease just to create some depth. I don't really speak English that well, so yeah. Now I'm going into a more like lighter nudish shade, and I'm putting that on her lid. So I'm just patting it down on her lid. When you put on eyeshadow, it's better to do like a patting motion when you want the color to show very well. So I like to do the patting motion for the eyelid, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm just using the same color to just blend it out into the crease. I want this to be a very natural look, but just have a little bit of that into it. And now I'm going into the black Opal foundation. This is the foundation in the darkest color that they have. I love this liquid foundation. It's called Black Opal True Color. And I'm just using my fingers to rub it all over her face before I blend it out with my beauty blender. So you always want to make sure your beauty blender is wet and clean. So I'm blending it all over her face, and I'm also going to blend it into her neck just to make sure that all of the colors in her facial section are the same. So you just want to make sure when you're blending that you're being as thorough as possible. Like, take your time while you're blending. Make sure you blend everything out correctly so it seems as seamless as possible. It looks as seamless as possible. Now I'm going into the LA Girl concealer in the color Espresso, and I'm just putting a medium amount of concealer under her eyes because I'm going to spread it out later. Put it on the bridge of her nose, on her chin, above her lip, and also a little bit on her forehead. So I'm just going to put that all over her face. Don't put too much concealer because you're going to end up with a lot of excess concealer, and then you're going to conceal places that don't really need to be concealed, if that makes sense. So now I'm just going to be very thorough while you're blending out the concealer with your beauty blender. You want to just tap in one area, and then once you feel like that area is blended out, you just want to spread it out like towards your cheekbone area, if that makes sense, like the top of your cheekbone. So that's what I'm doing. You could see that. Yeah, so I like to start with under the eyes and then use the extra concealer for the face, just in case. I don't like to OD on concealer because you don't want too much concealer everywhere. Now I'm going into the Laura Mercier setting powder in the color medium deep. This is like my go-to setting powder for dark skin girls and brown skin girls. I love this setting powder with all my life. Why are my hands so ugly? Like, my hands are so like veiny and ugly. Like, that's how you could tell that I was a ball player, because my hands are crazy. But yeah, so I like to bake the setting powder into her skin. Yeah, so now I'm now I'm contouring with the MAC Mineralized Skinfinish powder. And I use the darkest color in that little set. It's like has like a little blush and has like contour powder. So I like to use Morphe brushes when I'm contouring. So that's the Morphe brush right there. I love that brush. So I'm just contouring her face, her forehead, her nose, and her jawline, and under her cheekbones. And I like to clean up the contour to make it a little more sharp with the same setting powder that I use for her face. And now I'm going into the Artist Couture highlighter, and this highlighter is called Sugar Daddy. And I'm using a Morphe brush. I like to use I don't like using fan brushes anymore. I like to use like big fluffy brushes like that for highlighter just to spread it out when I'm using the Artist Couture one. I just put that all over her face. Now I'm going into like a regular dark beauty supply store lip liner, and I'm lining her lips so there can be some depth in her lips when I put on the lip products. So you just want to be very careful when you're lining the lips. Make sure you just outline their lips. So now I'm going into a Colourpop liquid lipstick. I mixed 2 liquid lipsticks. So I mixed like a purplish burgundy. So I mixed like purple and burgundy together to get this color. It's a really nice color. It's really cute, and it just goes with her skin tone, so I love it. And then I added a little more red just to have like a little extra pop into it. So she mixes that out. Just always you can always go back into the lip liner and fix it up a little bit after you put in the lipstick. Now I'm using Better Than Sex mascara. I love this mascara so much. And you want to put mascara before you put on your lashes, so your regular lashes and your falsies can stick together. And after that, I put on her falsies. I didn't really want to record that part because putting on falsies, like, it's some work sometimes. And now I'm just wiping off all the setting powder. And what I like to do when I wipe off setting powder is use the Sephora Pressed powder to wipe it off at the same time. And it looks really nice. And now I'm setting her face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite part because my clients were so happy. Now you can see the final product, okay? Looking good. Alright, looking spicy. Thank you for watching.